So, about 6 weeks ago, I started this series of sorts where I go through the Raw ratings and really ask the question, how low can they go? And this week, they've gotten the all-time low rating. This Monday Night Raw rating is the worst Raw rating in the history, the 27 plus years of Monday Night Raw. And personally, I love that because boy does this show deserve it. Okay, you can't just have no creativity, throw boring, long matches out in the middle of the ring and the go-home show to a pay-per-view that no one cares about. I don't even think backstage in WWE, like Gorilla and that they care about Money in the Bank. They're just doing the show and just be done with it. Because literally, Monday Night Raw for last night, the Money in the Bank go-home show, drew a staggering 1.686 million viewers average over the course of the 3 hours. Yes, 1.686. That completely blows away the Christmas 2018 or Christmas Eve 2018 show, which drew 1.775. Okay, to put this 1.686 into perspective, this number is down 7.2% from last week's then near enough all-time low of 1.817 million viewers. Okay, last night's Raw was the least viewed Raw in the history of Monday nights. Okay, and I love that because boy does this show deserve it. I said it just then, but I'm going to have to reiterate it now. I'm going to keep reiterating it during this video. You can't put no effort into a show which is in front of no one in the Performance Center. It's a recipe for disaster, and you're seeing that with the ratings. Okay, Drew McIntyre, as far as ratings, his WWE Championship reign is a complete abominable failure. Now, if you have half a brain and you have more than 2 brain cells rubbed together, you know that's not his fault solely. It's the fault of WWE for putting on such horrible shows for 2 hours and 50 minutes, then throwing him into the main event for the last 5 minutes and expecting good results. I don't know. Like, WWE, it's just, these numbers are so bad. I can say it every week, but they keep getting worse. Next week won't get as bad a rating because it's the night after Money in the Bank. Edge, Randy Orton, and Becky Lynch will be on that show, so maybe they'll be at a 1.7. Maybe they'll be at a 1.7, but a 1.686. So the first hour of the show drew 1.807 million viewers, which right there is a massive issue. Okay, right away, that's the lowest ever tune into the first hour. Oh, sorry, the second lowest ever, because that Christmas Eve show in 2018, which that's like the precedent. That was the benchmark for how low can the ratings go. And WWE have outdone that as far as total viewership. So that Christmas Eve 2018 show drew a horrid 1.752 million viewers in the first hour. This Raw last night drew 1.807 million in the first hour, which, in comparison to the week before, that show drew 1.945. So, right away, you've got literally 138,000 people thinking, I'm not even going to bother watching Raw. And, granted, those people who did watch Raw were treated to the VIP lounge with Nia Jax nearly breaking a chair, and they were treated to a gauntlet match, which was Bobby Lashley squashing the WWE main event catering crew of Titus O'Neil, Akira Tozawa, who was the other one? Shelton Benjamin, and then Humberto Carrillo before Lashley, for some reason, DQ'd himself. That's what they were treated to in the first hour. So, accordingly, the viewership from hour 1 to hour 2 last night dropped from 1.807 to 1.691 million viewers. So, right there, 116,000 viewers just turned off. And who can blame them? The first hour of Raw last night sucked. It was garbage. So, in comparison to last week's second hour drew 1.888 million viewers. This week's second hour drew 1.691. That is not a sustainable drop. That's nearly 200,000 viewers they've dropped between hour 2 from last week to this week. How? This isn't sustainable. You can't keep doing this. And then hour 3, if it wasn't bad enough, hour 3 drew 1.56 million viewers. Yes, 1.56. Which, at this rate, that'll be the Raw rating as of about a month, at this rate. 1.56. It just, Monday Night Raw is in the worst state I've near enough ever seen it. 2018 was horrific. Okay, 2018 especially late 2018 with AOPP and Drake Maverick pissing on Robert Roode's robe. Dean Ambrose being like a germaphobe and hating the dirty, disgusting fans. getting needle injections and wearing Bane masks. That was horrible. The Lucha House Party squashing the Revival every week. This, dare say, is worse. Because with this and the no crowd, there's absolutely nothing that captivates you as a viewer. You sit there watching the show for 3 hours. Like, I did it myself last night. I was tweeting along during the show, having fun doing tweeting. Not watching the show, but tweeting, roasting it. But I'm sitting there watching the show. I'm thinking to myself, what in this show is going to bring back viewers? What in this show is going to make someone who's a casual fan think, damn, I need to see this show next week? Okay? And granted, long matches on a dead Raw, on the go-home show to Money in the Bank, that's not the solution. And this number reflects it, okay? You can't throw a meaningless gauntlet match, which is booked so horribly, Lashley squashing the catering crew, and then Humberto Carrillo literally burying Angel Garza and Austin Theory, and then AJ Styles just coming out and winning. That's not the solution for ratings, okay? It's cool Styles is back, but if you're going to book the gauntlet match that badly, okay, like, Wrestling with Heat, who's, his channel's blown up at the moment, but literally, that gauntlet match literally put him to sleep in the first hour. It's stuff like that you can't be doing that on a Raw show when it's in an empty arena. And not to mention, the second hour was filled with meaningless, redundant tag team matches. Why do we need to see Ricochet and Cedric Alexander versus Shane Thorne and Brendan Vink for like the 5th time? Why do we need to see the Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders non-title for 25 minutes? Why do we need to see that? Why do we need to see Charlotte Flair versus, who was it, Liv Morgan for 15 minutes? Why do we need to see Drew McIntyre in a 5-minute main event versus Murphy? Like, these shows are so terrible. And these numbers reflect that. 1.686. I could just spend 10 minutes just saying that number, and you guys would just be in shock at how bad it is. 1.686 million views. I can't believe how bad they're getting. Like, I know I made the predictions that they get like a 1.4 million viewer number in like a month's time. At this rate, they're on track for that. I don't know where the floor is for these ratings. How low can they go? How low can they go? Because Vince McMahon in the conference call like 2 weeks ago was like, oh, well, when the crowds come back, the viewers will come back. Will they, Vince? Really? You think the viewers are just going to just come back because, oh, it's WWE World Wrestling Entertainment Federation, and the viewers are just going to rush back on their crowds? I don't think so. I think this period has literally driven away even more hardcore fans, because people who are like lifelong WWE fans are literally saying, I can't do this. And look at these Raw numbers. This is your reflection, okay? People most likely will tune into Money in the Bank purely to see what the corporate ladder, climbing the corporate ladder looks like, because that's like a unique thing. But as far as Raw shows, people are done. And who can blame them? Empty arena, these pandemic shows, these shows are the real pandemic, okay? If you sit through these Monday Night Raws, you feel like you're contracting something. You feel like you're curing insomnia, you're getting some kind of unknown disease from watching Raw. They're that bad. 3 hours of Raw. And literally this week, the drop from hour 2 to hour 3, it was only 131,000 viewers. I mean, it's not as bad as last week, which was literally 270,000 viewers. But just, these drops aren't sustainable. Okay, I don't want to know the quarterly hour ratings. I assume the McIntyre-Murphy main event match probably would have gotten like a 1.5 million viewer number. But boy, oh boy, these numbers. Boy, oh boy. Monday Night Raw, I'm just going to say it again. It's in the worst state I have ever seen it. Okay, it really is. As far as what's generating interest, nothing is. Nothing on Raw, even McIntyre and Rollins. They're doing good stuff, but in the context of the empty arena, I don't care as much as I want to. So in that regard, nothing they're doing is bringing back viewers. Bringing out AJ Styles after being buried alive for a month, that's not going to save your ratings. Okay, having Jinder Mahal inevitably challenge McIntyre for the title, that's not going to save your ratings. Okay, next week the viewership's going to go up purely because of Edge, Orton, and Becky Lynch, so maybe they'll hit a 1.75, but that said, that's not good either. If that's featuring Edge, Orton, and Becky, and that's your viewership, then, oh my god. So, I'll definitely be back next week for How Low Can You Go, talking about that, because I expect the viewership will go up, but it depends how much, and God forbid, if the viewership goes down next week, they are stuffed. They really are stuffed. So, that's basically the Raw ratings. How low can you go for this week? Monday Night Raw continues to outdo itself as far as low ratings. This, I did not expect them to be this bad. I expected that they'd draw about 1.77 million, which is like on par with the Christmas Eve 2018 show. This blew that out of the water. 1.686 million viewers. Are you kidding me? So, that's the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and sub. Also, one other thing I got to mention now. I love that last week I got a couple of comments saying, look, you can trash the Raw ratings every week, but what would you do? Well, I made the What If the Elitists Took Over WWE video, so now there's actually a video I can defer you to, and I can laugh at WWE every week. So that's awesome. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, sub. Leave down below what do you think of these ratings. How low can the ratings go? Okay, how embarrassed should WWE be? What can they do? What will next week draw? What do you think? With Edge, Orton, Becky Lynch, will that draw a 1.8? Like, this is a disaster. Just a ratings abomination. So if you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, sub. You guys know the drill. See ya.